So hello students, this is Parameshwar, chemistry professor from Pinnacle classes. Today my lecture is going on nucleophilic substitution reaction. So let us brief discussion about nucleophilic substitution reaction. See here, nucleophilic substitution reaction basically classified into two types. Okay, so it follows two types of mechanism. One is SN1 mechanism and second we are taking SN2 mechanism. Okay. See here what is meant by SN1 mechanism, how reaction will proceed in SN1 reaction. So we will discuss about SN1 mechanism or SN1 reaction. So basically in SN1 reaction, we are reactant, we are taking here tertiary alkyl ion. I am taking here tertiary butyl chloride. When it is reacted with dilute NaOH, it will produce tertiary butanol. You will get a tertiary butanol by elimination of Cl. So here means, so what is the mechanism behind this reaction? By looking at reaction, it is very simple, substitution reaction. See here Cl is substituted by OH. So that's why it is comes under nucleophilic substitution reaction. So how this reaction proceeds? In what way? What is the mechanism behind this reaction? Okay, so now you see tertiary butyl chloride. So when it is react with C, these all methyl groups are act as a plus side group, electron donating group. They can electron donate to the carbon. Electron density of carbon increase. That will make carbon chlorine will polarize. Chlorine will get a negative charge, and chlorine will go out and you will get a tertiary carbocation. So this is called tertiary carbocation, and this is the intermediate. So it is called intermediate in this reaction. So it is a tertiary carbocation. So what is hybridization of this tertiary carbocation? So this carbon belongs to sp2 hybridization having planar geometry, trigonal planar geometry. And so this is a step 1 we are taking here, and step 2. So what is the nucleophile I am taking here? OH minus, that will attack, and here you will get a tertiary butanol. Tertiary butanol. So this is a basically this SN1 mechanism. It follow how many steps? 2 steps. Step 1 and step 2. Right. So here step 1. Step 1, it is a slow step, and this will consider as a rate determining step. So you can write RDS, rate determining step. Okay. So it is called rate determining step, slow step. If you observe this kinetics, what is the kinetics of this reaction? So if you observe this kinetics of this reaction, so according to kinetics we know that the rate of reaction is directly proportional to how many reactants involved in rate determining step. Here only one reactant is involved. What is a tertiary butyl chloride? So you can take a tertiary butyl chloride. So this is a reactant involved in rate determining step. So what is the order of this reaction? Is 1. So you can write order of this reaction is 1. So how many reactants involved in this reaction? Only one reactant. So what is the molecularity of the reaction? Is 1. So you can write molecularity. So molecularity of this reaction is how much? 1. So whenever molecularity is 1, that is called what? Unimolecular reaction. Unimolecular reaction. So that's why this reaction we said that unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. You can write SN1 means what here? Unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. substitution reaction. See why we are considering uni. Uni means that is regarding molecularity. How many molecules involved in rate determining step? Here this is our step 1 is rate determining step. How many reactants are involved? Only one reactant. That's why we are taking only reactant is one. That is tertiary butyric chloride. That's the order is one and molecularity is one. So that's why we are taking here unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Yes, sir. So this is about what is a reactant, what is a mechanical process. And regarding solvent we will discuss. So what type of solvent will prefer this mechanism? See, in nucleophilic substitution, see, I am taking different types of alkyl iodide. I am taking here alkyl iodide, alkyl bromide, alkyl chloride, alkyl fluoride. So which alkyl iodide is more reactive towards SN1 mechanism? So you take any nucleophilic substitution reaction basically. See here that rate of alkyl iodide will depends on the size. So nucleophilicity. So basically alkyl iodides are more reactive than alkyl bromide than chloride alkyl fluoride. So alkyl iodide readily involved in nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, SN1 or SN2. See here regarding solvent. See what type of solvent we are taking. Right? So already we are taking the reactant dilute NaOH. Dilute in the sense we are taking water. So what is the solvent we are taking? Water. It is polar protic solvent. So what is mean by polar protic solvents? See here, any solvent which having some polarity and containing acidic hydrogen. So what is mean by acidic hydrogen? See, I am taking here H2O. Here it is partially negative charge here. Hydrogen I am taking here. So it is partially positive charge, partially negative charge. And also it is containing acidic hydrogen. It must containing acidic hydrogen. So like here see, the hydrogen which is attached to more electronegative atom, this is said to be acidic hydrogen. So solvent it must containing polarity, electronegativity different, and also acidic hydrogen. Then that solvent is said to be what? Polar protic solvents. Here in SN1 mechanism, polar protic solvents. Here polar protic solvents favors SN1 reaction. Favor SN1 mechanism. Sir, why? Because what is the intermediate I am taking here? Tertiary alkyl halide, tertiary alkyl break tertiary carbocation. When I am taking polar protic solvent, so basically it is partially negative charge, partially positive charge. There exists some dipole-dipole attraction force. Then this water molecule surrounded by carbocation and make it into stable. It is meant by solvation. The water molecule surrounded by carbocation by donating lone pair or dipole-dipole attraction, the charge on carbon decreases and enhance the stability of carbocation. So in every way, if intermediate is more stable, correspondingly is more reactive. So in SN1 reaction, the intermediate whatever form tertiary carbocation, it is more stable, stabilized by polar protic solvents. So that's why here polar protic solvent will enhance the rate of SN1 mechanism. So that's why we are looking polar protic solvents. So for example, regarding different types of alkyl halides, for example, take primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide, and tertiary alkyl halide. So in this, which is more reactive? That will depend on the stability of intermediate carbocation stability. Here we are taking the reactivity of alkyl halide. We are taking reactivity of alkyl halide. We are taking always tertiary is more reactive than secondary, than primary alkyl halide, than methyl halides. So this is the reactive order towards SN1 mechanism. Okay now, so because the resultant carbocation is more stable, that's why tertiary alkyl halide is more reactive in SN1. Regarding solvent, polar protic solvent, because they stabilize the carbocation by dipole-dipole attraction, the charge on carbon decreases, the rate will be enhanced, stability will be enhanced. So regarding basically here carbo in SN1 reaction, carbocation undergo rearrangement, carbocation undergo rearrangement. See what I mean by rearrangement? How rearrangement will take place in SN1 mechanism? Or we are taking tertiary alkyl. Sir, can I take primary alkyl? What will be the reaction? It will show SN1 reaction or not? So that we will see. So in case of, for example, I am taking one example. I am taking here neopentyl chloride. So this is neopentyl chloride. So this neopentyl chloride. So basically, what type of alkyl chloride? It is a primary, but reactivity we wrote already. Tertiary, secondary, primary. But how it will undergo SN1? So means see here, when slow step, what happens? Step 1. Chlorine will go out, you will get a carbocation will form. See, whatever the carbocation will form, it is a primary carbocation. Basically, the carbocation stability always order. Carbocation stability order, it follows tertiary carbocation, then secondary carbocation, then primary carbocation. So tertiary carbocation is more stable. But here we got primary carbocation. But there is chance to rearrange. If neighboring carbon, this methyl can shift here. Methyl shift will take place. Then means here you will get a CS3 minus ion shift towards primary carbocation. Then what is the resultant? You will get CH3 plus you will get a CH2, CS3. Now the resultant carbocation is what? Now tertiary carbocation. This is a tertiary carbocation. So it is a stable. It is a stable carbocation after rearrangement. See here, methyl shift. When methyl shift is takes place, this rearrangement is called Nemetkin rearrangement. Nemetkin rearrangement. Nemetkin rearrangement. Here, Nemetkin rearrangement will take place when methyl shift towards carbocation. So after this step 2, the OHing of nucleophile will attack. See there you will get it is a product, you will get a 2-methyl 2-butanol. So this is the resultant product. So we are taking alcohol that is primary, but all the you got tertiary alcohol. This means what? Primary alcohol already will undergo SN1 mechanism when there is chance to rearrangement. So this kind of low stable rearrangement of carbocation, low stable to high stable, is called Wagner-Irwin rearrangement. In Wagner-Irwin rearrangement, if methyl will migrate, that rearrangement is called Nemetkin rearrangement. Nemetkin rearrangement will take place. So regarding here, this is the rearrangement will possible primary alkyl. We'll see another reaction. For example, you go for a competitive exam, you will get here. I am taking this is up. So 1-chloro, 1-methyl cyclohexane. When it is reacted with dilute NaOH, see what kind of product will form. So when you follow mechanism here, you will get a carbocation. So whatever the carbocation, it is secondary, and this here hydrate will shift towards this one. You will get a migration of carbocation. Now this carbocation will get a tertiary carbocation. So it is a stable tertiary carbocation. So after that OH will attack. So here you will get a tertiary alcohol will form. So it follow tertiary means carbocation rearrangement, hydrate shift here, hydrate shift will take place. So this is called SN1 mechanism. Thank you, students. Thank you, Manudon.